Greetings, historians. Today we are going to be looking at the first couple parts of CREE, which stands for claim and reason, are the first two parts. As I go through this, make sure you are looking at up here in the right-hand corner for any numbers and letters. Those will correspond with your Google Doc that you will be completing as we go. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to define claim, or what do you think a claim is? Give me your best answer. Don't worry if it's not 100% correct. Please do not Google. Go ahead and pause the video and record your answer on your doc. Okay, so let's see how you did. Claim is an arguable statement. So that means it should not end with a question mark or exclamation point. It should end with a period. It should not be any kind of question. It should be a this is my answer kind of situation. It answers the big question with a statement. So this is really important. We used to call it restating the question. Make sure that in the claim you are trying to use the parts of the question so that we know what this answer is in reference to. This will also help it be arguable. And we will never use I, me, or my. We do not use first person in academic or professional writing. And especially when we are practicing with CREE, we always use third person, they, them, he, she, or the name of the person. You as an individual are being removed from this. It helps you to sound more professional and knowledgeable. Okay, so as an example, the research question is, do cats or dogs make better pets? The example claim, or an actual claim example, would be cats make better pets than dogs. This works because not only has the person who wrote this claim decided that cats are the ones making the better pets, but they also have referenced the big question. They've included make better pets so that we know what question they are answering. This will also give us the ability to argue this in a little bit, because cats make better pets than dogs. That is something that you can find evidence to help show. The claim non-example, I like cats, does not work for multiple reasons. First off, you will notice that it starts with I, so we have this in first person. Reminder, we do not do that with our claims. We are removing ourselves from the sentence. Second, it does not reference the question in any way, shape, or form. We don't know why they like cats, if it's even relevant. It doesn't answer the big question. It's not something that can be arguable. This is just a statement, not an arguable statement. Okay, so you guys are going to have a little bit of chance to practice. I want you to write in one complete sentence your claim for what is the best dessert. Reminder, you are not giving any reasons or explanation at this time. You are simply creating your arguable statement. Below, you will see a few examples if you need a suggestion. Otherwise, any kind of dessert, whatever you like. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so some possible answers you might have come up with are ice cream is the best dessert, brownies are the best dessert, cake is the best dessert. You also could have written the best dessert is and provided your answer. Again, as long as you were referencing the big question and giving your answer so that we can make an argument. Theoretically, you could find evidence to prove that this is correct. Then you are on the right track. So, with that lesson in mind, we're going to have a chance to try and work on the claim for our essay that will be due at the end of next week. So, the question we are answering for our actual essay is, which country had the worst labor system? So note, we're having to identify a country based on the labor system that they dealt with. So on your doc, which is your worksheet, Feel free to use your part number 2 notes. I believe the question was 3A, where you came up with, out of the 4 countries you researched, which one you thought was the worst. And go ahead and please use this sentence frame. So you're going to insert the name of your country, either Brazil, Belgian Congo, Indonesia, Peru, the Soviet Union, or Namibia had the worst labor system, period. That's all you are writing in the red box. So go ahead and pause the video and record your answer. Next up, we need to look at reason. So in history class, we need to provide at least one reason for our claim. So we're going to go back to our example about cats and dogs. So looking at this statement here on your worksheet, I want you to write down the 2 reasons that are stated in this text. Cats make better pets than dogs. Cats don't need to be walked, and they can be left alone longer than dogs. Go ahead and pause the video and answer on your doc. Let's see how you did. You should have something along the lines of cats not needing to be walked as one answer or one reason, and something along the lines of cats being able to be left home alone or being left alone longer as your second reason. Now we're going to give you a chance to practice. So on your worksheet, now we're going to our dessert question. You've answered the question, what is the best dessert? So now you need to create your one reason. You are welcome to provide more than one as to why you think that dessert is the best. So go ahead and pause the video here, record your answer. Okay, so some possible answers. If you said that ice cream was the best dessert, you might have given the reason that there's a variety of flavors, it can cool you off on a hot day, or something else. If you said cake was the best dessert, you might have given the reason that you get to eat cake during celebrations like your birthday or a wedding, that cakes include frosting for those of you who are sugar addicts. There is a whole variety of possible answers. So don't be worried if yours did not match one of these, especially if your dessert didn't match. Okay, so now you're going to create at least one reason for your for the claim that you created for your essay. So on your doc, you're going to have to come up with at least one distinct reason. You are more than welcome to have more than one, but just make sure they are distinct and unique from each other because you'll have to find a piece of evidence for each one. For today, I would like you to use this sentence frame to set yourself up because I want to make sure that we are also including the name of the labor system so that our reader would understand not only are we're not specifying the country, we are actually focusing on the labor system itself. So if you need a refresher on what the labor system is, you will find them over here along with the country they are part of. So for example, if I were researching the Soviet Union and I said that in my claim that the Soviet Union had the worst labor system, then I would fill in this blank as forced labor was the worst because, and then give my reason. So go ahead and pause the video here. Go ahead and record your answer. This should be in the orange box. And one last thing I want you to do is we're going to kind of summarize our reading here. I want you to identify what the most important thing you think there is to know about writing a claim. So this can be more opinion-based. When you are finished, go ahead and make sure that everything's filled in with your best effort. You can submit your doc and find something quiet to do today. Thank you.